For those who are new or unfamiliar with my content, I would like to give a disclaimer. Slow Damage has an extremely self-destructive main character, and his nonchalant comments about his lack of concern for himself does trigger my nervous laughter. If you'd like to view my content that covers darker and triggering subjects like this one, please consume it responsibly and know that this content is not for minors. I want to emphasize that if you experience any of the severe symptoms that TOA does, I highly encourage that you seek professional help rather than view this playthrough. Good evening! Welcome back to Slow Damage Part 11! You know, whenever it's been a tough day, I think about how I still haven't finished Slow Damage, and I decide to come back and I let all my worries go and head back to Shinkomi, where there are a lot more problems. But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Slow Damage. Give me just a moment. I've forgotten to put on my headphones. Alright, so last we left off, I had part 10 was quite short. It's edited, but it took me a hot minute to get to Ray's route, to get it to start. Because I'm not gonna make you guys rewatch Ikuina's story again, because it's essentially the same minus a few path changes and a couple more words, couple more inspiration that I got. So I didn't want to make you guys sit through that, so I cut that part off and we just continued with Ray's story branching. So we've started chapter 2 of Ray's route. So I'm excited to see what chapter 2 of Ray's story has for us. I'm very excited. Alright, let's get to it. Alright. I'm just gonna put the whole book's gonna be buzzing. Alright. Where did we leave off last time? The hospital? Ah, yes. Okay, we left off at the clinic. So that's where we've been. Okay. I love Ray's friends. Can I just say that? Like, I want them to be my friends. Like, kind of vibe. Okay. Focus. About an hour into the afternoon shift, Honami showed up. They told me they had to cancel their plan, so they wanted to work a shift instead. With Taku's blessing, I let them take over for me at the reception counter. This flexibility was a godsend for someone like me. Someone like me who just, you know, gets buck wild and paints, you know? When he has his, like, painting manic episodes. I went back to my apartment and switched on the TV. Then I flopped down on my back and the sofa and looked at my phone. Ah yes, AG. AG had emailed me a link to the social media site he mentioned earlier. Ray was the one who asked for it, but I guess he figured he'd send it to me too. Okay, what is it? Well, you see, making another bomb. I'll show you what it. Ooh, chaos zone. That's not a finished. That's not a finished URL. Sorry. The pun. I lit a cigarette, took a drag, then tapped the link. The website was titled Chaos Zone. I'm gonna assume in Ray's chapter we're gonna end up going to the death fight area or death match area, right? Because they were hinting at it. It's like how they were hinting that Taku works for the the Yakuza, so yeah. Okay. But we're gonna run into the Yakuza anyway, because they run this place, you know. Once you created an account, you were permitted access to the main site. On the front page, I could see a list of trending threads about different topics. I tapped the thread at top. This page was formatted like a message board, with comments and images posted one after another. Most of the thread was centered on edgy. Some posters had even uploaded self-harm videos and photos. Oh yes, yes, the dark web. Sorry, dark web, I see. As I was scrolling, I randomly spotted a video someone had filmed of a group fight. I thought, sorry, for a moment, like, I don't know if you guys have seen Beastars. I had like a flashback to Beastars for some reason. Like, I don't know why. The anime. I don't know. I think the sound, like, the fight sounds in that show kind of like, it made, I don't know why I associated this sound with that, but anyway. Out of pure curiosity, I hit the play button. Partway through, I paused the video. Unless I was seeing things, the victim's face looked a lot like Mizuno's. I gasp. Based. Oh gosh, okay. Squinting against the cigarette smoke streaming into my eye, I rewound the video and hit play. It really looked like Mizuno, but the video quality was too poor to be absolutely sure. A group of dudes in black were gathered in a circle around the Mizuno lookalike, kicking him around like a soccer ball. At first, someone was holding the camera, but then they set it down and joined the fray themselves. By the end of the video, the group was punching each other. All I could hear was static, kicking, and someone breathing, all mixed together. I wish that were me. Homie, get help. Like, sorry. When the video ended, then the video ended, so I replayed it. I can't. After dealing with Taku's route and having to deal with those, like, you know, Tono had me going. I don't know if he's gonna be in every chapter, like, you know, I don't know if he's involved in every chapter, but like, bro, I could not stand him. So this might be a very long game for me. Then I replayed it again and again. Assault party? Oh, Lord have mercy. Dark web type of stuff, you know, like one of those. No. I tossed my phone down, sat up, and crushed my cigarette in the ashtray I left lying on the floor. Then I grabbed my sketch pad and a pencil off the coffee table and flipped to a blank page. The video I watched was replaying itself endlessly in my mind. To get it out of my system, I sketched countless dark lines over the white paper. Bit by bit, the tip of my pencil crafted the shape of an abused man. Then I added a close-up of his face twisted in pain. If it was just an assault video, I wouldn't have cared. But I had no interest in one-sided beatdowns against an unwilling opponent. That said, the video I saw was slightly different. Once I'd filled the page a decent amount, my hands fell still. I looked over my drawings and tried to figure out what was unusual about the video I saw. Just then, my phone buzzed. I set my pad and pencil to the side and grabbed my phone. It was a message from Ray. Oh, bless this child. Ray, Ataka no Kuchi, wanna come? He must have climbed into the ambulance with Arata. Knowing him, he wouldn't message me unless he wanted to talk to me about something. Okay. We're in room 306. I rose to my feet, got ready, and left the apartment. Oh boy. As I approached the hospital building, I could see the fancy sign out front. Is this? This is Asakura's place. I passed through the automatic doors and cut across the waiting room to the elevators. There, I rode up to the 3rd floor and tracked down room 306. This place is so bright. Like, I'm just like, my eyes. It was a large multi-patient room with 4 beds curtained off from each other. The curtain around the leftmost bed was open. Ray was sitting there on a chair. Yes, Ray. He rose to his feet and shot a pointed look at the door. Apparently, he wanted to step outside. I followed him out into the hall.
あなたの具合は
さっき少しだけ目を覚ましたんだけど、また眠ったわ。
I thought back to the tiny glimpse I'd gotten of Arata just now. Half of their face was covered in bandages, and their skin was as pale as a porcelain doll. Ray narrowed his eyes bitterly.
命に別状はないから、休んでいれば回復するそうよ。
Oh, yeah.
顔に傷跡が残らないといいんだけど。
Just then, my phone buzzed. I pulled it out of my pocket to find a message from Ikwina. In it, he expressed both his thanks and his regrets. Regrets. But he didn't want to be too needy, so he was searching for other like-minded partners. Every now and then, former Euphoria models... Okay, we've gone through this, but I'm going to read it anyway. Would try to get in touch with me after I granted their wishes. But I never painted the same person twice. Humans were greedy creatures, and after the initial rush faded, they would begin to crave it again. It was like sex or drugs, chasing the same highs over and over just to numb your brain. But I had no interest in that. What I sought was the precise moment when a dark dream came true for the first time. I closed the message and slipped my phone back into my coat pocket. Ray shot me a quizzical look.
イクイナからだ。
イクイナさん、なんて書いてあったの？
You don't need to know.
分かり合える相手を探してるって。
そう。立ち直ろうとしてるのね。それならよかった。
Good. Yeah, please. Ikwina is too, like... I think Tho is too much for Ikwina anyway, for long term. But Ray sounded distracted.
トアからユーフォリアの報告が来るときは、こっちも覚悟を決められるのよ。何が起こるのか分かってるし。それでも心穏やかじゃないけど、トアは言い出したら聞かないじゃない。でも、急に通り魔的なものに身内が襲われたりするのは、本当に。どこへ感情を持っていけばいいのか。わからなくなるわね。
Bless this little boy. He heaved his umpteenth sigh of the day.
そうだ。25日にやろうと思ってたお店のクリスマスパーティー、中止にしようかと思ってたの。
Ray, no. Not the Christmas party.
こんな時にやるのもどうかなって思って。でも、新たにそのことを話したら、やった方がいいって言われたのよ。ただでさえみんな気落ちしてるんだから盛り上げた方がいいって。だから今年もやるわ。
That's correct. No, absolutely. Ironic that, you know, I would run into this message today, but yeah, no. Sometimes it is better to like do something instead of dwelling upon the bad thing. But that doesn't work for everything exactly, but you know, it's pretty good advice for the most part, in general. You know, specifically Whenever there are details involved in addition, then you know, it's you know, it's a good mindset to have, basically, for the most part. Details undecided. So anyway. I had forgotten about the party until just now. Ray sensed my awkward pause and scowled.
忘れてたでしょ
Ray has time to be worried, but he never loses the chance to be upset with Toa.
まあ
そうだろうとは思ってたから別に驚かないわよ
Oh
で
my
も
gosh,
罰
decorations.
として火曜のお店の飾り付け手伝ったよね
Yeah, let's go decorate. Let's go decorate,
火
Toa.
曜は仕事休みでしょパーティーのためにいろいろと買い物にも行きたいし付き合ってよ
Yeah, we're gonna decorate.
ま
Yeah.
あいいけど
Toa's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, decorate. I wasn't enthusiastic about it, but trying to fight it would only make Ray even more pissy. Reluctantly, I nodded.
後で待ち合わせの時間と場所を連絡するわね
Will do, Ray. His smile suggested he was feeling a bit better. Oops, my bad. Outwardly, Ray seemed like the happy-go-lucky type, but he was actually pretty sensitive and anxious. Well, I got that much. Maybe this incident was weighing on him more than he was letting on. I figured it couldn't hurt to humor him every now and then. And so, I watched as he gazed at Araka through the open door. Slow damage. Oh boy. The day before the Ruse Christmas party, I had made plans to go shopping with Ray, but there was still time before we were due to meet up. Exploration? I crushed my cigarette in the ashtray, rose to my feet, and pulled on my coat. Ooh, let's get it. Exploration time! My favorite part. Okay. Let's see. Where do we go first? Okay, so Roost is the place we don't have business. Okay. Let's boost it, baby. Let's get some fancy words, you know what I'm saying?
Toa
Ah, Taku. Toa, what are you doing?
よ
Just wandering. Alright. Give me
No.
some inspo, Taku. That reminds me, I wanted to talk to you. Perfect time. Yes, you always want to talk to me. I got a call from a patient who came in yesterday. He was asking about you. Mizuno? Does Yamashita-san ring a bell? 22 or 23-year-old good-looking guy? Yamashita.
いや
I don't know. Nobody ever uses their real names. He's like, I don't know her. Right. I guess not. Well, Yamashita-san asked me to tell him your next shift so he could see you. Told him to just meet up with you off the clock, but he said he can't. He can't? Doesn't seem like blackmail or a customer complaint. Any idea what this is about? Yeah.
ポジティブに
I don't know this dude. Maybe he came on to me and I turned him down.
なるほど
Oh, one of those. I see now.
ん
Ooh. Yeah. It's just not normal, you know?
なるほど
Yeah. Question mark? I can't help but wonder what anyone sees in a total hot mess like it. First of all, that's not what you said in your chapter. That's not what you said. That's not. Okay. I see how it is. That's what I'd like to know. No, Toa. Right.
気をつけろよ
Well, I didn't tell him your shift, and I plan to take a hardline approach with him from now on. But just in case, keep an eye out. Got it. Rude. Seems the world is full of little mysteries. Rude. It's not what you said last time. Just putting it out there, you know. Oh, no. this one. Okay. Ko'o Street is the ending. Okay. Or the end exploration, whatever. Whatever. Right, let's get some infos, kids. Actually, let me save, because I'm real bad at this. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just in case. Alright. This is an Aboro neighborhood alleyway, branching off from Ko'o Street. Unlike the bright and bustling main street, the alleys are dark and shadowy. The rotten sewer smell is inescapable, and you see a lot of animals digging through the trash. Rats, crows, stray cats. As for the human population, you'll find shivering homeless kids, drooling tweakers, and black market dealers. The sight of hapless children brawling and bleeding has become a daily occurrence. In winter, you'll find frozen corpses lying around, but nobody cares. There's no trace of glamour here, but make no mistake, this is Shinkomi. Is this Igarashi? Toa-san. Oh no, it's Eiji. It's Eiji. His theme is so...
Toa-san.
Hey, bestie. Perfect timing. I wanted to show you something. Eiji slid off his backpack, lowered it to his feet, and started digging through it. Let's see now. Ah, here we go. Take a look. He offered me 2 brightly colored masks. One was a ghost monkey, and the other looked like a zombie cow.
これはですね。
I had my friend make these masks for me. Aren't they awesome? I love them both so much, I couldn't possibly choose. What about you? Which would you choose? Okay. Let's go plainly.
ネガティブに
I just want, I want these words. Neither. Aw, come on, really?
そうか
Yeah. Yeah. But they're so badass. To you, maybe. Whatever you say, I guess. He stuffed the mask back into his backpack and slung it over his shoulder. Anyway, sorry for flagging you down randomly. See you. See you. Good talk, good talk. You just don't get it. What a shame. It's okay, Eiji, I understand. I think your masks are cool. I think your masks are cool. Alright, Nightlife District, aka Red Light District. Let's go. Have mercy. Have mercy on me. This is the Ko'o Street's Red Light District. Day and night, you see lots of people walking by. The street is packed full of seedy brothels on both sides, not to mention the nightclubs and bars. They'll have girls standing out in front in broad daylight, exhorting the passers-by with seductive invitations. Most of the establishments on this street are operated by the Takasato Gumi. It's harder to find a place that the Yakuza haven't touched. Most offer services that mainland Japan would consider legal. Plenty of tourists come to Shinkomi for that very reason. This is the main axis of the city's sex tourism.
Yo.
Oh, hey, bestie. Whenever they showed up in Taku's chapter, I'm like, oh, please. Because they always interrupted something, and I'm like, please. Yeah, well, less Eiji, but it's mostly Kotaro and Mayu. Yo, Toa. Flying solo today? Yeah, Mayu wanted to watch anime, and Eiji said he's got a meeting or something. Gotcha. Let's speak!
So yeah.
Speak to the man who's probably very cold. That reminds me, Toa. You barely ever eat anything, huh? You only ever drink booze.
Soda.
Yeah. Eiji and I were talking about it. Have you always been like that?
本当か
There's no way you survived on next to no food all this time, right? Surely you used to eat more. Do you have any favorites? Ooh. Let's answer.
ポジティブ
I'm down. I used to drink a lot of black tea back when I went to school.
ほう
Oh, for real? What else? I don't remember. Classic Toa answer. Ooh.
お前
You ought to eat more. You like meat? Not really. I'll treat you to a meal sometime so you can get some food in you.
興味ない
No thanks. Huh. Darn! Okay.
気をつけろよ
Real talk though, I do think you gotta eat a little more. Alright. Thanks, Bessie. For nothing! No, it's okay. It's my bad for picking the wrong decision, so I don't get no words. It's okay, we'll make do with what we got. Where we at? This is the Takanokuchi medical office. Like our clinic, it's a privately run building, but it has a lot more room for patients. Supposedly, it has all the latest technology too. Hello? Oh, it's you. Okay. I was like, what? Excuse me? Oh, it's you. Me. Yeah. Did you know body art is the latest craze here in Shinkomi? Not just tattoos either. Embedded LEDs, horns, chips. Seems kind of painful. I think this is a text that I got last time too. On the mainland, not so much. Okay, so did you know? Ah, here we go. This is what I wanted. Did you know? Lately, a group's been running around attacking people. I heard they call it assault parties. Not sure about you, but I wouldn't want an invite. I suppose it's not that unusual for a place like this. You can see videos of these assault parties online on a website called Chaos Zone. Apparently, the site's been around for a long time. There's a bunch of videos on there. And some of those videos are too gruesome to even watch. It's Christmas. I hear a lot of debtors get sick of the cheery holiday spirit and try to escape. But any debtors who flee Shinkomi get sniped. No questions asked. And yet, even though they know it's impossible to escape, dozens of people try anyway. I guess they're just that desperate. Did you know they say the goddess of whimsy has vanished without a trace, as of 2 or 3 weeks ago? Oh, and Euphoria published a new painting, though I haven't seen it yet. Wonder what it looks like. Okay. I wonder if Hinata's gonna have more of a role later in the story, because I I wonder if I have to get the other 2 endings, that's why. Okay. No business, no business. Ooh, okay. Oh no, wait, this is okay. Tajima's. Let's go. Let's go meet the old lady. Let's go.
Ara.
Oh, hi, Toa. It's Ray! Hey!
Ne.
What's up? We're not scheduled to hang out for a while yet. Were you looking for me? No. What are you doing here? Wanted to buy some snacks, then decided to help out for an hour or 2 before our meetup. Want to join me?
Yeah.
I'll pass. Alright then. What's wrong? You look a little glum. Well, I just spoke to a friend of mine. Turns out a mutual friend of ours just died. Oh, yikes. They were in debt and the Takasato Gumi was harassing them for money every single day. So that, rest in peace, fam. When you take out a loan, you're supposed to repay it. If you don't, then you're breaking the rules. I get that, but I heard the Takasato Gumi made some pretty nasty threats and things got violent. The mutual friend could tell they were in danger, so they went around asking for advice, but everyone they spoke to was too afraid of the Takasato Gumi to do anything to help. All they wanted to do was blame my friend for their debt. After what happened to Arata, it's really hard to hear, you know. There's something wrong with this stupid town. Should I push up? Let's push up. All anyone can really do is look out for themselves. Not just here either. The whole world is like that. Right. There's no such thing as a free ride in this day and age. But it's pretty messed up if you ask me.
Yosh.
Good?
ごめんね。
Anyway, sorry to be a downer. Thanks for letting me vent. No problem. I don't think Toa's just like, go ahead, whatever. That reminds me, Arata's coming home soon, they said. Yeah? That's great to hear. Yeah, I'm so relieved. Anyway, see you a little later.
さーて。
Now, Time to help out the best I can. Oh, bless his little heart. Okay, I think that's everything, right? I think that's everything. So let us head to Koho Street, baby. Ooh. Ooh hoo hoo. Exploration over. Let's get it. I pulled my phone from my pocket. Almost time for our meetup. I lit a cigarette and took a long, deep drag. Surrounded by the city and all its holiday cheer, I contemplated what was in store for me and exhaled smoke. What is in store for us kids? On our way back from shopping, I trudged along in defeat, my arms laden with big shopping bags.
欲しいものはだいたい揃ったわね。一人じゃ全部持てなかったし、トアがいてくれて助かったわ。
As he spoke, he checked his shopping list on his phone.
役に立ったなら何より。
I was pretty sure Ray was stronger than me since he was always competing in death matches, and yet for some reason he only carried a single small bag. According to him, he was helping me get some exercise for a change.
お腹も空いたし、ルーストに行こっか。まだ開店前だけど、今日は店長がいないから鍵を預かってるの。
Oh, he won't be coming in? Okay, work.
クリスマスパーティーは明日だし、早速飾り付けしなくちゃ。
Okay, let's go. Decorating! Decorating! Decorations! He skipped past me on the sidewalk. With an exasperated sigh, I followed after him. It's decorating time, Toa. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so ready. I am so ready. I'm ready. Inside the empty bar, Ray made toast as a made toast. Sorry, I thought I was gonna say made a toast. Ray made toast as a light snack. After we ate, it was time to decorate. We strung colorful Christmas lights all over the walls and shelves, then placed tacky miniature demon fairy and monster figurines all over the room.
ねえ、このファーどっちがいいと思う？黒と白。
Black or white? Well, for the Christmas season, we should pick white. However, since this is Roost, you know, and we put little decorations or whatever that are a little untraditional for Christmas, at least, you know, traditionally, I say we go with the black to make sure they pop. Eh? He held them both up for me to see. I slowly looked over at him.
どっちでも。
How did I know? Whichever's fine.
どっちでもはダメ。どっちか選んで。
You have to.
黒。
Yes, black.
適
Okay.
当に言ったでしょ。
You just picked one at random. That's so funny.
当たり前だろ。
He's right. Pouting, he draped the black fur around the demon figurine's neck.
こういう飾り付けとかしてると、いろいろと凝りたくなっちゃわない？あれもこれもって盛りたくなっちゃうのよね。
Ray, for me, yes. For Toa, why are you asking him this question?
俺は別に。
Exactly.
でしょうね。知ってるわよ。トアはどうせ悪魔と天使の区別もついてないんでしょ。
I mean, I think he can. I think that's why Toa can be this weird euphoria artist, okay?
悪魔は悪魔。天使は天使だろ。
Oh. So directly what he said is a demon is a demon and an angel is an angel. But I guess they kind of like fix the translation here, so those are two totally different interests. That's an interesting translation, but
そういうことじゃないから。
that's not what I mean. Just then the front door jingled, drowning out Ray's retort.
あ、すみません。
Bestie?
もしかしてまだ開店前ですか？
Oh boy. I wonder what we're gonna do with this dude. It was Mizuno, timidly peeking into the building.
誰かと思ったら水野さんじゃない。どうしてここへ？
He's really cute, but you know.
レイさんに助けていただいたお礼がしたくて、
Kind of
さっ
my
きク
type.
リニック
I
へ行
know
ったん
this
です。
sounds terrible. Kind of my
けど
type.
受付の人に今日は休みだって聞いて、どこへ行ったのか教えてほしいって言ったら、このお店にいるかもしれないって教えてもらって。
Oh, that's sweet.
受付の人ってちょっと真面目そうな感じの子？
はい。
有村くんね。
Yeah, it's the bestie.
でも開店時間前だとは思いませんでした。すみません。
It's Christmas. Don't you worry, honey. With a guilty look on his face, he bowed his head and started to back out.
ああ、待って。入ってらっしゃい。大丈夫よ。
That's okay, bestie. It's okay.
でも
店長は今いないけど、こういうことで怒ったりする人じゃないから。せっかく来たんだし、
A
一
free
杯くらい
drink.
飲んでいってよ。
I want
おご
one
るわ。
too. I need a free drink. Have mercy.
開店前なのにいいんですか？
ええ。どうぞ座って。
Mhm.
それじゃ失礼します。
Hesitantly, Mizuno walked in and perched on a chair like a fretful little squirrel. That's a good description. That's a good description. Ray walks behind the counter, and I plop down next to Mizuno. He sat stiffly with his hands in his lap.
何飲む？って、まだ怪我が痛々しいわね。どう？具合は。
He's so sweet. He's so sweet. I love the gap moe. Ray frowned at him. The guy's face was still visibly bruised from the attack.
笑ったりすると引き連れて少し痛みますけど、だいぶ良くなりました。
そう、よかった。お酒飲む？それとも今は飲まない方がいいかしら。
Yeah, maybe.
お酒は飲めないので、ジンジャーエールを。
Oh, my man. I love ginger ale.
あら、飲めないの？それじゃあこういうお店に入るのも初めて？
He just wanted to say hi, you know.
初めてではないですけど、自主的に入ろうとしたことはないです。
Oh.
なので、扉を開けるときは勇気がいりました。
This guy's a lot more sociable than Ikuina was. So. He seems a lot more normal, but
なんか可愛い。
as we know in this
そんなに
game,
固まらないで。
nobody's
ゆっくり
really
してね。
normal. Ray smiled affectionately as he poured ginger ale into a glass. I lit a cigarette, then looked at Mizuno from the side as I exhaled. His smoke was still a boring, dull green. Dang! He read you to filth. He's like, you're boring, so there's nothing in you. Ray set the ginger ale on the counter in front of Mizuno, then handed me a glass of whiskey.
あんたはこれで文句ないでしょ。
I love how Ray gets all like upset and pouty, and I'm like, Ray, I don't know why you're like this. Like, you know he's like this. You know Toa's like this. But, you know, I guess Ray just wants so bad to just be like, Toa, please.
さすが。
Oh, they're like a comedy duo. As I teased him, he scoffed in protest. With my cigarette in one hand, I picked up my drink with the other, but before I could take a sip, I noticed Mizuno looking my direction. Why does he look like that? His gaze was intense. I wouldn't call this intense. I would... I don't think... Sorry. He just kind of looks like he's just like shook. Like, you know, he's just like... like, you know? I don't think intense is the right word here. Well, at least not for the illustration, but... You know, we'll pretend it's intense, but I don't. He just looks kind of like he's like, what?
何？
I sipped my drink and he hastily averted his eyes.
すみません。
Say it. Say what you want to say. Maybe he was startled to see the scars normally concealed under the face mask I wore a lot. Oh, that's true. That is a thing.
ねえ、水野さん。私の友達も水野さんと同じ集団に襲われたみたいで、水野さんがクリニックに来た後、すぐよ。
That is an excellent... Sorry, I'm just like, that's one way to break the ice. Mizuno's eyes widened in surprise.
そうなんですか。その方の容体は？
Are they doing okay?
命に別状はないみたいだけど、暴行そのものを楽しむグループがいるんでしょ。そいつらなんじゃないかって。
暴行そのものを楽しむグループですか。
最近話題になってるみたい。水野さんを襲ったのもそいつらかもしれないわ。
Mizuno paused to think, staring down at his glass.
もしよかったら襲われた時のことを話してもらえないかしら。
Getting detective-y.
犯人たちについて何か見たことや聞いたことがあれば
I mean,
教えてほしいの。
it's a lot of people though. Like that's a lot of people.
それは
Like he probably doesn't remember. He faltered and bit his lip.
やっぱりまだ思い出すのは辛い。
Wait. What if this dude likes it? I'm like so sus. I'm so sus of everybody in this game now. Like, yeah, I'm just like, wait, what if this is sussy? Like, you know?
そうですね。すみません。
Ooh. He glanced at Ray, then hung his head guiltily.
いいのよ、気にしないで。私こそごめんね。
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Honestly, like if based on the description and the sound effects they use, like that's a lot of people. Even if you saw like one of them, I think you'd be too busy trying to like not get your teeth kicked in that situation. So usually it's like fight or flight, and like even if you try to like remember faces, unless you have like a really good like, I don't want to say good memory. Like if you have a really good like quick term memory, I guess. Like if you can immediately recognize a person from like a 1 second little situation and then cover your mouth so that you don't get kicked in. Like, you know, it's. I just don't think he would remember anything. Plus, it's quite painful. He's probably traumatized.
いえ、力になれなくてすみません。
In a normal
レイさんの
situation.
友達も襲われたのに、悔しくて辛い気持ちはすごくよくわかります。
In a normal situation, that's what goes down. You know.
水野さん。
However, this is slow damage. It could be anything else. Touched, Ray gazed back at Mizuno.
例えばね、デスマッチエリアで怪我をしたとか、誰かの恨みを買って狙われたっていうなら、まだ事情を飲み込めるんだけど。でも、私の友達も水野さんもそうじゃないでしょ。身に覚えがないのに一方的に虐げられるなんて、そんなのおかしいわ。間違ってる。だからできれば犯人を捕まえたい。これ以上被害者が増える前にって、そう思っちゃって。
You're going down a very dangerous road, Ray. I don't think you should be catching homies. They don't catch these hands as well.
仕返しはしないんじゃなかったのか。
When I cut in, Ray scowled at me.
仕返しはしないつもりではあるわ
I'm
よ。
not planning.
でもできればこの手でぶん殴ってやりたいわ。
He ain't wrong. It's like, it's not revenge. It's like if, you know, their fists touch. If my fists touch their faces, like, you know, if we brush against each other and I just shove it a little hard, like, you know, it happens, bruh. Ray's determination put a small smile on Mizuno's face.
レイさんは強いんですね。僕、とてもそんな風に考えられなくて、今も。
Interesting. His voice petered out before he could finish his sentence.
今も？
Mizuno hung his head in frustration for a while, then finally looked up.
僕、港央通りにあるクリシュナっていうカフェで働いてるんですけど。
A cafe?
あら、クリシュナって映画館の前にあるちょっとオリエンタルな感じのカフェでしょ？入ったことはないけど知ってるわよ。
Sorry, I was like Sometimes, like, I don't know Japanese that well, but it's like sometimes I can tell when it's like the translation is like ever so slightly different from the literal translation. So I kind of like it's kind of interesting to hear it and then read it and it be different, like, you know. So so that's why sometimes I'm just like, eh. Like I pause to process that. But okay.
本当ですか。僕そこで働いてて、お店での仕事は楽しいし、やりがいを感じてもいるんです。でも
Mizuno said, but however, comma. His expression clouded over.
何かあるの？
一緒に働いてる人の中にちょっと
Oh?
なんていうか、僕のことはあまりよく思ってない人がいて。
Lifts glasses up. Hey, yo.
それっていじめられてるってこと？
Is he bullying you? I can take care of him.
だとは思いたくないんですけど、僕にだけ当たりがきつくて、仕事は好きだから辞めたくないんです。
So either he likes you or we're beating him up.
でもその人と同じシフトの日は正直気がめいっちゃって。
Either way, he's getting beat up. You know what I mean? Whether he has secret feelings or not, he's getting beat up. Okay, this is unless he acts upon the possible attraction, he's getting beat up. None of that. None of that. Ray gazed at him sympathetically.
私はその気持ちわかるわ。小学校の頃いじめられてたことはあるから。
Not Ray. I hope they got whooped.
そうなんですか。レイさんがとてもそんな風には。
I mean, I'll be honest. I could. Not because Ray is already like, as we see him now, he's already like very alternative. I'll put it that way. Ray is very alternative / he's very against no, let's call it regular society, typical society. You know, he has piercings, he has colored hair, his hair is kind of long, you know, he's a little feminine, even though he's a man, again, a man, a little like gender non-conforming per se. So that, if he was any hint of those things when he was younger, that's like a bully magnet, you know. So it's just like, there are just some things that it's like, you just get made fun of and you just get bullied sometimes because of a certain particular thing about you, and it's not even your fault. So honestly, Ray being like, oh, I was bullied a lot too, and Mizuno being like, I can't picture anyone bullying you, and I'm like, I can, only because I know people suck. So anyway, it's terrible. It's terrible. Okay, it's terrible that that's a thing, but it's unfortunate. It's the unfortunate reality. But yeah.
自分で言うのもなんだけど、私、
Yeah,
子供の
see,
頃は
exactly.
女の子によく間違えられたのよ。
Yeah, exactly.
あ、確かに彫りが深いし、綺麗な顔
You
立ちを
are
されてますよね。
fine. if I Mizuno said, if I may say so, you are kind of hot. I'm having so much fun this chapter. Because I'm glad I did Taku's route first, because Asakura's route was so stressful, like the entire time. Because the entire time I was just like, are you guys implying that he's scary? And then I was just like, oh, okay, he's not scary. And it's like, oh, maybe he is scary. And I'm like, no, please. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed out. But now I'm just laughing. You know, yeah, I'm stressed about like the dudes like beating up people, but listen. We can always figure that out. When I'm put into a situation where it's like, oh no, this dude needs to go to jail, like for things, that's when we get a little stressed, you know? So Violence is fine. No, violence is not fine. But but it's a lot easier to take care of a dude who's just trying to beat people up in comparison to a serial killer or a doctor who takes care of young children and have rumors about them. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. Okay, let's continue.
やだ、ありがとう。
Ray,
私のお
Ray
母さ
heard
んが
me.
イギリス人
Ray
で、
heard me.
私は母親に
Oh
な
my
る。
gosh, Ray, wait, hold on. I should have known this. Ray is... I knew there was gonna be a half-white dude here. There's always a half-white dude in these games. I'm assuming white, because they just, you know, oh, she's from England, I take after my mother, and I'm like, so she's a white girl from England. Like, or, no, she has, yeah, so she's white. Okay, well. I should have known. That's what. This is such a typical trope, but it's fine. It's fine. I just don't know how I didn't see it a mile away. So.
そのせいなのか知らないけど、小学校の頃は同級生に女だっていじめられたのよ。
Okay, he's half. So, I hear this a lot. So I'm gonna give you guys an education in the middle of our BL playthrough here, but yes, from what I hear, if you are half Japanese, this isn't just in Japan. I hear this about like Korea too, and other East Asian countries, cultures, etc. In Southeast Asia, it's a little mixed. I want to say it's a little mixed because in the Philippines, it's like it doesn't matter. So, to an extent, but if you're like half not Japanese, you know, you're either scrutinized, made fun of, or both. So it's very common. It's very common over there. So yeah, that. Again, that, you know, so also these people are I mean the kids are also just like they suck because, you know, anyway, Ray's just pretty. They're just jealous.
いじめられたら逃げればいいとか、周りに相談すればいいとか言うけど、そんな簡単な話じゃないわよね。
It's true. It's true.
大人に相談したって、もう少し頑張ってみようなんて言われる時もあるし。
頑張って Are you serious? I would drop out. 頑張って like to what? 頑張って to what? It's not try harder. It's like what's the word? They're basically saying, oh, cheer up. Don't worry, cheer up. But that's actually more of what they're saying. But oh no, I drop out. No, I'm getting homeschooled, mom. I can't do this.
辛くて悲しくて、いつも恐怖で頭がいっぱいで、どうやったら逃げ出せるかなんてとても考えられない。追い詰められてる人間ってすごく視野が狭くなってるのよね。
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the fight or flight situation.
まさしく泥沼にはまるのよ。子供の頃の話だから、今の水野さんの話とは少し状況が違うけど、でも気持ちはわかるわ。
You know, before I'm talking a lot. Sorry, this section is very interesting to me. So, the contrast between Rei and Taku, because Rei and Taku are both caring individuals towards Toa. Let's say towards Toa. But Taku keeps all of his like feelings and emotions and like his problems like really under wraps. Like if the visual I can give you is that he's like a clenched fist, like a tightly clenched fist, and so it's going to take it, and it took me forever just to get like in his route to get him to even say anything that he actually felt, because almost until the very end when Taku was like about to stab Toa and like kill him but he couldn't do it, even till then, it took Taku to have a mental breakdown. Like he really thought Toho was gonna sleep with Tono, and that was it. Like homie had a snap, and that is what it took. And even then, it still took a little bit longer. It still took some more for him to get pushed and be like, okay, I'm gonna finally express myself. But Ray is like a bleeding heart. You know, he wears what's the more proper phrase is, he wears his heart on his sleeve, so he's both. Like, you know, he's willing to help other people a lot. Which Taku does too, but it's a little different in Taku's situation. Ray is helping purely out of this I'm helping this person on the street, whereas Taku is like, he's helpful out of guilt because of what happened in his past kind of thing. Also, he's a doctor. He's trying to make up for the bad things he has done, quotation marks kind of thing. But in Ray's case, there's nothing for him to at this point, there's nothing for him to feel guilty or feel sorry about or like make up for or whatever. He even goes to death matches like for fun, but yeah, their contrast is very interesting here, because like Taku also had to really like push against everything because of his situation, whereas like Ray experienced bullying, so now he like pushes against that and is actually a strong character slash person now because he had to deal with that. And so that's why he's probably a lot nicer to most people, because he was bullied so much. Whereas like Taku's just very, very guarded and has like, he's only open to like 3 people, maybe. But anyway, let's continue. Sorry. That was my TED Talk.
ありがとうございます。そう言ってもらえるだけでも救われます。
Mizuno smiled happily.
それで、そのお店ではまだ働くつもりなの？
はい。耐えられないほどじゃないし、その人とシフトが違う時は何もないから、もう少し頑張ってみようと思ってます。
His eyes are like freaking me out as this progresses.
無理はしないようにね。
Don't push yourself too hard.
ありがとうございます。
This dude's gonna turn into a painting. Just you watch. He picked up his glass and took a sip of his ginger ale. As I observed his stiff, awkward body language, I could tell he was a prime target for a bully. Exactly. Why would he come to Shinkomi? Surely someone like him wasn't cut out for this town.
聞いてもいいですか?
Give me the tea.
何かしら?
I know what this game's about. I know you ain't quite what you seem, sir. He looked over at a painting hanging on the wall besides the counter.
店に入った時から気になってたんですけど、この絵誰が描いたんですか? 有名な作家さん?
Euphoric. At this, Ray smirked and shot me a pointed sidelong glance. Yeah,
それはね、ユーフォリアが描いたのよ。
ユーフォリア?
そう。気になる?
Ray's like, I got tea for you. I got the hookup. I got your hookup.
はい。今まで見たことのないタイプの絵ですごく興味を惹かれます。
だってさ、ユーフォリアさん。
え? Word. Grinning smugly, Ray turned to look at me. Startled, Mizuno followed suit. Without looking at either of them, I downed my whiskey and took a drag of my cigarette.
その絵っていうか、店内に飾られてる絵のいくつかはこいつが描いたのよ。
Listen, Ray. We may be friends, but you cannot be calling me a loser in front of other people, okay? I'm gonna beat you up.
そうなんですか?
This chapter's book wild. Okay. This chapter's fun. I don't feel so stressed. Well, I'm gonna feel stressed, I'm sure, later, but not now. Mizuno looked at me wide-eyed.
ユーフォリアさん、すごいですね。
His name is Toa. No.
それは絵を描く時のペンネームで、 通称はトワっていうの。
I like how Ray's explaining this. Toa's just like, whatever. He's like, oh, yeah.
トワさん。
Oh boy.
絵のモデルも常時募集中よ。お店のブログにも絵の画像が載ってるから気になったらチェックしてみてね。
New art models, if you know what I mean.
絵のモデル。なんだか面白そうですね。どんな風に描いてもらえるんだろう。
Oh, it's fun,
想像も
alright.
つかないです。
It's fun, alright.
ですって。どう？
Ray turned the conversation to me. I crushed my cigarette butt in the ashtray, exhaled the last drag, and glanced at Mizuno.
気が向いた。
その気にならないと
We'll
書いてくれないのよ。気まぐれだから。
I like how Ray's telling Mizuno this, but it's like, and Mizuno's just like, oh, you know, I wouldn't imagine what an art model is. And I'm just like, Ray, you're telling him this, and you know exactly what happens when Toa has a model. Like, don't plant the seed in the boy's head. Unless you want to get buck wild.
そうなんですか。でも、もし機会があったらよろしくお願いします。
I don't know. Yeah, right now you're not on the plate because Toa said your smoke is boring. So he gave me a deep, overly formal bow. I had absolutely no interest in painting him. That said, no one had ever asked me so nicely before, and it put a smirk on my face. That is true. He's very polite. Oh, this one's gonna have something real bad, isn't he? I love their Christmas tree. It's so good. After some more small talk, Mizuno left. When the bar opened for business, Ray worked a shift as the manager. Meanwhile, I drank booze and watched him. Then I went home shortly before closing time. When I returned to my apartment, I switched on the TV, pulled my coat off, and flopped down on my back on the sofa. As I was finishing the cigarette I lit on the way here, my phone buzzed on my stomach. It was a message from Ray. Ooh? Go look at the site AG linked us. They posted some kind of warning message? I probably pulled up my bookmarks and navigated to the social media site. There was a third bump to the very front of the catalog, so I opened it. Party notice. The title of the post caught my eye, but that was the entire message. No date, no time, no location, no other details. Hard to say whether it was a real warning. Sure it's not a prank? You think so? I'm not sure what to think. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tomorrow's the Christmas party. Or later today, I guess. But first, I want to go to Krishna. Oh, let's go, baby. Maybe say hi to Mizuno-san. I forgot to invite him to the party. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully the bully dude is there too, because, you know, I love tea. Apparently Ray had really taken a liking to Mizuno. Maybe he felt he could relate to him on some level. Oh, honey, give it up. You should come with me. Why? I love Toba. For fun, why not? Actually, I keep thinking about what he said. About the workplace bullying. Maybe we can get a first-hand look at the situation. Ooh, he's a... See, Ray knows. Ray knows what I want. Though IDK if the bully will even be there. I had no interest in other people's personal relationships, but if I tried to say no, Ray would never let me hear the end of it. Okay. I'll come pick you up at 1-ish. Love that. Once the conversation ended, I tossed my phone to the other end of the sofa. Then I rose into a sitting position, grabbed the bottle of booze off the floor, and took a swig. Exhaling slightly, I gazed at the dark walls flickering in the light of the TV. Ray treated everyone he met with kindness, and sometimes he could be overly protective of troubled individuals, Mizuno included. Yeah, I could see that. Judging from first impressions alone, Ray was a friendly, outgoing, caring person, but he still had skeletons in his closet. Granted, that was the first I ever heard of him being bullied, but I could easily guess that he had a dark past. I first got to know him back when I was just starting to paint under the name Euphoria. Of course, I wasn't calling myself Euphoria back then. I didn't care what name I went by, so someone must have picked a name for me at random. I couldn't quite remember. Technically, we first met in middle school, or so he claimed, but we must have been in different classes because I didn't remember ever seeing him there. My memories of middle school were fuzzy, but unlike my early childhood, I could still vaguely remember things. Long story short, apparently, Ray knew of me. Then a few years went by, and he reached out to me. Wait. He has two childhood friends. Sorry. There's two childhood figures. Well, this explains a lot. That's why there's two. Ray and Taku are the common route, and the other two are not the common route. Okay. I got it. Trying to recall the past made my head hurt, so I stopped thinking and shifted my gaze to the TV. Then I grabbed my cigarettes off the coffee table and lit one up. I took a deep drag, then exhaled slowly, trying to distract myself from the headache. Slow damage. Woohoo! This is juicy. And a lot less stressful than Asakura. Sorry, okay. I was so stressed out. The next day, I woke up just past noon, watched some TV while I had a smoke, then got dressed to meet up with Ray. Ooh! Let's go. He arrived at my apartment a little past 1 p.m. From there, I caught a ride on his motorcycle to Ko-O Street. I forgot that Ray has a motorcycle. We came to a stop in the parking lot, hopped off, and started walking the rest of the way. Then Ray came to a stop in front of a movie theater and looked across the street. Oh, that's so cute. I didn't recognize it whatsoever. It was one of those hipster restaurants I didn't get. Mood. Besides the door was a sign that read Krishna. Let's go, baby. Together we crossed the street and went in. That's cute. Yeah, it's a little hipster. Yeah, just a tad hipster. The interior decor was reminiscent of a South Asian country, and the place smelled strongly of spices. Some kind of incense, maybe. Like South Asian country, but honestly, it's just kind of orange. As a Southeast Asian. Mizuno? A waiter spotted us and froze. Oh, he's so cute in his uniform. It was Mizuno, and he looked happy to see us.
Mizuno-san, konnichiwa. 来ちゃった。まさか本当に来てくれるなんて。びっくりしました。お店の場所は知ってたから行ってみようかなって思って。
Yeah, so was I.
来てくれて嬉しいです。それじゃあ席へご案内しますね。タバコ吸われますよね。
I know the answer. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. He glanced at me and started walking. He escorted us into the smoking section to a table near the window. There, we were each given a glass of water, a warm towel for our hands, and a menu. Ooh, a warm towel.
おすすめは?
Yeah, what are the recs? What are the recs? Give me the recs.
そうですね。お食事でしたら、ひよこ豆のカレーがおすすめです。あと、タピオカとココナッツミルクアイスの黒蜜きなこがけも美味しいですよ。
Ooh, that sounds good.
ココナッツミルクアイスに黒蜜きなこがけ？初めて聞いたわ。
最初は驚きますよね。でも食べてみると意外な美味しさがあるんです。
That's usually how they suggest it. It's like, I know it sounds like this, but it's real good. I'm like, okay, give it to me, bro.
それじゃあカレーとそのアイスをお願いするわ。
あとラッシーもありがとうございます。トワさんはどうされますか？
What about alcohol, beer?
酒なら何でも。
Yeah. Ray glared at me
あん
sharply,
たは本当にもう。
but I ignored him instead. I pulled out my lighter and cigarettes and set them on the table.
お酒ならインドビールはいかがですか？
じゃあそれで。
あと軽くつまめるものがあったらそれもちょうだい。こいつ無理やりにでも食べさせないとお酒ばっかり飲んじゃうから。
I think he's trying. He's trying his best to do
じゃ
so.
あタンドリーチキンなんてどうでしょう？
Oh, that sounds so good. Tandoori chicken.
それでお願い。ありがとうございます。ひよこ豆のカレー、タンドリーチキン、タピオカとココナッツミルクアイス、ラッシー、インドビールでよろしいですか？うん。かしこまりました。
That's a lot of
少
food.
々お待ちください。
That sounds like a lot of food to me.
待って。
Oh. Right as Mizuno bowed and turned to leave, Ray stopped
急なん
him.
だけど、今日の夜ね、うちの店でクリスマスパーティーがあるの。
Yeah.
よかったら水野さんもどうかなって。
Yeah, come on up.
今日の夜ですか。
Tonight. He averted his gaze in contemplation, then frowned and looked back at
す
us.
みません。すごく行きたいんですけど、先約があって。
Oh.
そうな
Won't be
の？
seeing the homie.
残念。でもそうよね。クリスマスだもの。当然よね。こっちが急に言い出したのが悪いから気にしないで。
すみません。
I
いい
wonder
の
what
よ。
his plans
ま
are.
たいつでもお店に来てね。
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, you know. Is it fine, Ray?
はい。
Is it?
おい、何無駄話してんだよ。働けよ。
Oh, are we gonna see? Just then, a sharp, angry voice cut through the air. It didn't sound so sharp, but it does sound kind of angry. Oh, this guy? Okay, yeah. We looked over to find another waiter glaring at Mizuno a short distance away. He was dark-haired and thin, with a dozen piercings in each ear. Under his apron, he was dressed in all black, with bad posture and dark circles under his eyes, like the complete opposite of Mizuno.
すみません。
Mizuno answered hastily, then Ray whispered to him.
もしかしてあいつがそう？
Ooh.
そっか。
Ooh.
あいつなんだ。
Mizuno fell silent and Ray shot a calculating look at the angry coworker.
いかにもやばそうな雰囲気ね。
Yeah, he does not. I don't think there's a nice bone in that dude's
すみ
body.
ません。もう行きますね。
Yeah, he's gotta get the food. Flustered, he bowed to us and hurried off to the kitchen. I lit my cigarette and watched him go. Then Ray rested his chin on his elbow and sighed dramatically.
あんな見せかけだけのやつ。ちょっと脅せば
Ray,
ビ
do
ビっ
not
てす
fight
ぐ
the
言うこと
dude
聞きそう
at
だ
the
けどね。
Indian restaurant. You out of your mind. Like,
ほっとけよ。関係ないだろ。
Ray, don't make it worse. So, usually in these situations, it's like, I get it, like, you know, you got justice in you, but it's like, sometimes you're gonna make it worse than it already was, you know.
そうだけど。
He pouted his lips. Meanwhile, the angry waiter trudged in the direction of our table.
やべえな。なかなか。
Bro, what are you talking? They're here to eat. He muttered under his breath. Oh, yeah, under his breath as he passed. For a moment, Ray looked confused. Then his face twisted in fury as he realized.
ちょっと聞いた？今の何？
Calm down.
なんなの？
Calm
あい
down,
つ！
Ray. Ray. Don't do. Don't. We at the. No, we at the club. We at the club. We are in a place. We are in a place. Calm down. Go. The chair clattered behind him as he jumped to his feet, but the guy had already disappeared into the
ちょ
kitchen.
っとあんた待ちなさいよ！
Right, not. We are at a restaurant.
Yeah,
Don't. Please.
だって
Please.
聞いたでしょ？
Ray.
わめくな。
Calm
目立
down.
つ
Yeah, calm. Be calm. You're
で
calm.
も
You're calm. You are Ray. You are Ray. Swallowing his rage, he slowly sat back down.
もう
The shouting had attracted the attention of all the other patrons in our vicinity who looked at us in alarm. Struggling to suppress his anger, Ray grabbed his water glass and downed the whole thing, then slammed it back onto the table.
ちょっと頭に血が上っちゃったみたい。
Ray has anger issues. Irritated, he drilled his fingernails against the empty glass as he spoke.
何よあいつ。本当に感じ悪い。
Yeah,
いじめと
listen.
か平気でやってそう。
There ain't nothing. Just shh. Mizuno was right about one thing. The guy was a huge dick. But at the same time, I couldn't see what was so scary about him. Yeah, there ain't nothing. Yeah, the guy's smoke was a dull, unremarkable. Whoa! So Mizuno is green, and this dude is brown. So if I had to guess, he was the type who only picked on the weak. Well, duh. I turned my head and exhaled a cloud of cigarette smoke, then looked back at Ray.
あまり肩入れしすぎるなよ。
His lips curled into an uncertain frown.
肩入れって、水野さん？水野さんのことはともかく、今は私が言われたのよ。
Calm down.
あんなこと言われたら黙ってられないわ。
Calm down.
そこまでにしとけってことだ。水野がいじめられてたとしても、それは水野の問題だろ。
Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse.
それは分かってるけど。
It's okay, honey. I know. I know you want to try real hard, but this is not the time, you know. Just then, Mizuno walked out from the kitchen carrying our food.
お待たせしました。
With a cheerful smile, he set our items onto the table, one by one. Disheartened, Ray stared down at the food.
以上で全てお揃いですか？
Shh, don't say anything. Oh, Ray. Suddenly he looked up and fixed Mizuno with a deathly serious stare. The more affectionate term of address didn't escape my notice either.
はい。
強く生きるのよ。何かあったら私にすぐ言いなさい。
Okay, calm down. Mizuno stared back, puzzled. Then he smiled as he realized what Ray meant.
ありがとうございます。
ちなみにあいつ、なんて名前なの？
Oh,
中村です。
Nakamura? Oh boy. After a moment of hesitation, he leaned close and answered quietly.
ありがとう。
So, he's just like, ugh. Getting involved in this mess would only create more trouble in the long run. Silently, I smoked my cigarette.
さあ、せっかくのご飯なんだから気持ちを切り替えて美味しく食べなきゃね。
Yeah.
いただきます。
Ray cheerfully snatched up his spoon.
ごゆっくりどうぞ。
Mizuno inclined his head, then walked off to the kitchen. As he entered, Nakamura walked out. He seemed to be in a good mood, snapping his fingers and whistling to himself. Just then, his shoulder collided with Mizuno. Oh gosh. Mizuno apologized and Nakamura rolled his eyes.
ほんと感じ悪い。
Yeah. We're gonna see this dude later. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it. Ray grumbled as he watched it all happen. Then he took a big bite of his curry. Ooh. Okay. Woohoo! That was so good! After that second dessert, I am stuffed! Too bad our tasty meal was totally ruined by that little creep. Seriously, what a waste.
あ、ねえ。
Oh, that reminds me. There's still some time before the party. Wanna go somewhere together? Not like you have other plans, right?
Yeah.
I'm not here to carry your crap for you. It's okay. I'm not gonna buy that much this time.
さて。
Now let's go. Ooh! Free exploration! Okay, what we got? What we got? Ooh, we got some goods. So no business, no business. We're currently here. No business. Should I pass through here? Okay. Where is the... Okay, and exploration is roost. Okay, so let's go... Hagoita? Yeah. Okay. Woohoo!
あ、とは。
Hey, Toa? You know that old art supply store that was near the clinic before it shut down? You always used to go there to buy paint supplies, didn't you? And a few times you sent me to go to go in your place. Well, I remember those paint colors you'd always ask me to get.
あれは
You must use them an awful lot, so like, I guess they're your favorites, huh? Probably. He's like, ugh.
ね
I'm gonna list them all out, so tell me if I'm right. Toa's favorites are indigo, brown madder, and olive green. Right? Agree with Ray's answer. Isn't that negative? I think so. Oh no, positive is agree. Let's agree.
ポジティブに。そうだ。
More or less, yeah. I got it, thank goodness! Oh, bless his little soul.
そうね
You know, I'm impressed I still remember. Ooh. I must have the memory of an elephant. Guess so.
ありがと
Thanks for playing along with me. Oh, cute. Oddly enough, I always like that art supply store smell. I do too, actually, whenever I go to art supply stores, even though I don't do traditional as much these days, but... Okay, what else we got? Oh, we only have like 3. Okay. Cool, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wow, look, Toa, the lights are so pretty. Yeah. That's all you've got? Can you at least pretend? I see the same. Sorry, Toa cracks me up.
も
It's not the same at all. It's totally different from last year. God, Toa. Ray's being serious, but Ray's dialogue is me whenever I'm making fun of someone because they're just like, oh gosh, they're like exasperated with me, and I'm just like, gosh, you don't just love like Mariah Carey playing 24/7 and it's the same song for the next 30 days, like, you know, like I know people are sick of like All I Want for Christmas playing in the store 24/7, but I love it, so I make fun of it. So okay, let's talk. Let's see what we can get. This is Koho Street. It's Christmas, so the place is even better. Oh wait, we already did it. Okay. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah.
ね
Hey, Toa. So, well, you see, Junko's planning this fun get-together. Oh gosh. He's like, you wanna come? Toa's gonna be like, no. Oh yeah, Rooster, what? Yeah, and since we'll all be there, we were thinking we should do something special. Yes? So I guess what we're doing... Oh, so guess what we're doing? What are we... Okay. Okay, I'll answer.
ポジティブに。
Because I know he wants an answer. You gonna put on costumes or something?
も
We already did that for Halloween and Christmas. It's different from that. Are we gonna paint? You know what? I'll just tell you the answer. Get this. A pie throwing competition. A pie throwing competition. What a pie throwing competition. Sounds fun, doesn't it?
そうか。
I suppose. Want to join us? No. Yeah, I figured you'd say that. Didn't bother getting my hopes up.
え
But I'll be sure to take pics and show you afterwards. God, I can't wait. Oh, he's so sweet.
気になるわ
He's like, want to join this pie throwing contest? No. What makes you think he would? Okay, to Roost we go. We got our extra words in. Ooh, it's party time. Oh my gosh, I love the zombie Santa, skull Santa. When we arrived, the Christmas party had already started, and the bar was packed. Some were wearing what could easily be mistaken for Halloween costumes, and the energy in the room was unusually high.
レイじゃない
Junko!
メリークリスマ
Hi, Junko!
スメリークリスマス
Honami!
あらトワも来てるのねジュンコホナミメリークリス
Oh,
マス
they're so sweet. They're so sweet. It was Junko and Honami. They walked over carrying trays lined with cocktail glasses. Junko was wearing a sparkly sequin dress, while Honami was dressed in a kimono.
そういえば、今日はタク先生は来ないの？
Oh yeah, is Taku
仕
coming?
事で遅れるって。そろそろ来るんじゃない
He'll
かしら。
show up sometime.
忙しいのね。でも来られるならよかったわ。
そうね。
Yeah, he needs a break. As they continued their casual chat, I stared blankly around the room. Here and there, I could see people showing off their body art. Some people had light-up horns implanted in their foreheads, some had corset piercings, complete with ribbons, and so on. Many of these people probably got their work done by race specifically.
ドリンクをどうぞ。今日限定のスペシャルカクテル。フリーで配ってるのよ。
Ooh.
ありがとう。
Let's go.
ほら、トワも取って。
Okay. They held the tray out to me and I took one purely on reflex.
他のものが飲みたかったらカウンターで頼めば作ってもらえるわよ。もちろん
true.
有料だけど。
True, true.
あ
Got it.
それじゃ店長に挨拶してくるわ。純子、ほなみ、また後でね。
Yeah. Once the conversation hit a lull, Ray shot me a meaningful look and walked off to the corner. Carrying the cocktail, I followed Ray through the throngs of people. Behind the counter, the manager was busily making drinks, wearing a Santa hat.
君、トワ君、メリークリスマス。
Merry Kitty!
メリークリスマス、マスタ
Why is it mastered? Okay.
どう？楽しんでる？
ー。とっても。
Lots.
トワ君は？
Whatever.
それなりに
Yeah, whatever.
だろうね。
I sat at the counter and took a tiny taste of my free cocktail, the sweetness danced on my tongue. To wash out the sugary aftertaste, I lit a
こ
cigarette.
のカクテル、ドアにはちょっと甘すぎるんじゃない？
Absolutely. Ray watched my reaction to the drink and tilted his head.
まあな
Maybe.
それは私がもらうから、い
I'll
つもの
drink
頼み
it.
まし
So
ょう。
let's get you your usual. Okay. Beauty, beauty. He pulled my cocktail glass toward him. Oh, toward him. Then flagged down the
店長
manager.、
ドアにいつものやつ。
了解。
The manager nodded and set about pouring me a drink. Meanwhile, Ray downed his cocktail, then shot me a meaningful look as he held my. There's a lot of meaningful looks going on.
なんだ
水野ちゃんって恋人いるのかしら？
Hello? At this, I exhaled the smoke and
惚れ
smirked.
たのか
That's what I was about to
そ
say.
んなんじゃないわよ。でもクリスマスに先約があるってことはそうなのかなって。
I don't think that's it.
家族かもしれないだろ
I don't think it's it either.
まあそれもそうか。
I don't think that's it. Nodding, he swirled the cocktail in his glass. Why was he so hung up on Mizuno? Was the guy's plight really that relatable? Once you reached a certain compassion threshold, you became an easy mark to manipulate. Then again, Mizuno didn't seem like the type. I took a sip of my drink and thought back over the interactions between him and Ray. The party lasted until closing time. Then the manager threw us all out so he could clean the bar, and we all went home. Slow damage. All right. I'm curious where this is gonna lead to though.
トワ、
Oh,
起きろ。
uh-oh. Where are we going? I feel like I haven't heard Taku in a long time. Someone shook me by the shoulders, rousing me from shallow slumber. Taku's stern face filled with my vision. I pushed myself up into a sitting position, shifted my weight, and cracked my neck. I drank a lot more than usual at the party last night, and my body was slow to cooperate. I wasn't scheduled to work until this afternoon, and yet the clock on the wall indicated 10 a.m. I scowled at Taku with the most annoyance I could muster.
レイから連絡来てないか？
At this, my mind sharpened a bit. I grabbed my phone from the edge of the sofa and checked my notifs. No
してないけ
calls.
ど
Ooh, this isn't good. His brow
今
furrowed
日
deeply.
レイは午前のシフトを組んでたんだが、 まだ来てないみたいで。昨日は最後まで店にいたのか？
Oh no. I didn't remember much of last night except for closing time, and I was pretty sure Ray said he had to help clean up.
レイは片付けがあるから店に残ってた。
ってことは何かあったとしたら閉店後か。
Oh. Just then, someone started pounding on the door, and we both whirled around. Taku strode over and opened it right away. Standing on the other side was Arimura, white as a sheet, looking panicked. Oh
すみ
no.
ません。今、レイさんの友達だという方から電話があって。レイさんが重傷を負ったって。
What?
なんだって？
今、こっちに向かってるそうです。診察の受付は止めておきました。
Oh boy.
わかった、ありがとう。とわ、お前も来い。
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, besties. With that, Taku and Arimura hurried out of the room. In the background, I had left the TV on, and I could hear a newscaster speaking. Let's go, besties. Oh my gosh. About 10 minutes later, an ambulance pulled into the clinic parking lot. At a glance, Ray didn't look conscious. With him was Arata. Those wounds hadn't whose wounds hadn't fully healed. With help from the paramedics, Taku and I carried Ray through the clinic's back entrance and into the exam room. We laid him down on the exam table and loosened his clothes. Oh dang!
ひどいな。
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Taku muttered to himself with a severe look on his face as he scrutinized the wounds. Ray's face was covered in blood and cuts and bruises. There were several big bruises on his torso too.
昨日、パーティーが終わって店を閉めた後に襲われたみたいで。
Oh my gosh.
私が店に行ったら裏の路地に倒れてたんです。
Ugh.
その時はまだ意識があったから少し話したんですけど、店から帰る途中で殴られて車に乗せられたって言ってました。
Into a car?
連れ去られて、その後にまた路地へ戻されたってのか？
Hello?
レイはそう言ってました。目隠しをされてどこかで降ろされて、そこで暴行を受けたって。
Is this one? I'm assuming it's the assault party situation.
そいつがかなりヤバかったって言ってました。レイに自分を殴るように要求してきて殴らされたって。
殴らされた？
はい。他にもそいつはレイに暴力を振るいながら何かブツブツ言ってたらしいです。変だとか悔しいとか。
This is a lot of information. Hopefully this means Ray's like better than what he looks. Taku grimaced as he continued the first aid process.
今ちょっとした騒ぎになってるグループの仕業なんでしょうか。
I mean,
可能性としては高いだろうな。
Yeah, it's looking a little peachy there. As Arimura and I followed Taku's instructions, I thought about Chaos Zone. In one of the threads, I saw a video that showed a group of people in black punching each other. And apparently whoever kidnapped Ray had demanded that he punch him. Unless there was some kind of new fad going around, chances were high that it was the same group. Ray! With a faint breath, Ray's eyes opened.
レイ、大丈夫か？おい。
レイ。
Taku and Arata called out to him, but he kept staring at the ceiling like he couldn't hear them. Then his gaze slowly drifted to me. Instantly, his feeble smoke thrashed and swelled. Its yellow color shifted to orange with a slight red marbling, like a snake threatened to swallow me whole.
Rei!
Ooh.
ダメか。
Taku made several attempts to get Ray's attention, but he ignored them and closed his eyes once more. Just like that, his swollen smoke wilted. What was that about? Yeah, what was that? Oh, there you go. I had never seen anything like it. Ray's smoke had wriggled like a creature with a mind of its own, trying to devour me. Instantly, I felt a tingle in my fingertips, the faintest hint of excitement. Fleeting though it was, a vivid afterimage was burned into my brain and refused to fade. And this unexpected thrill was starting to awaken within me an intense urge to draw. He said, my art process. Gosh. Once Taku finished the treatment, he and I hoisted Ray onto a stretcher, then took the elevator to the second floor and carried him to the medical ward. There, we eased him into a bed and put an IV drip in his arm. Then after we all caught our breath, Taku sent Arata home. They needed their rest in order for their own wounds to heal. I stood beside Ray's bed, watching him sleep.
レイは喧嘩慣れしてるから暴行されている時もうまく受け身を取ったんだろう。ひどい状態なのは間違いないが致命的な怪我は負っていない。
Bless. Taku let out a heavy sigh as he stood beside me. I didn't respond, then he shot me a dubious look.
お前、何も思わないのか?
What is he supposed to say? I glanced at him out of the corner of my eye.
レイがこんな目にあって悔しいとか悲しいとかそういうのはないのか?
事実を事実として受け止めてる。
Yeah. Lamenting the situation wouldn't change the fact that it happened. That was my outlook, at least. He looked at me with a mixture of anger and frustration.
レイが暴行されたという事実は別として、今目の前にいるレイ
Oh,
自
he's
身
feeling
に対して
something, all right.
どう
He's
思う
feeling something. I looked back at Ray. I could see that he was injured, but I wasn't sure what Taku expected me to feel. I mean, yeah. Felt like someone had put a tight lid on my emotions. What I lacked was the very thing Ray possessed in spades. Compassion. Was I born this way, or was it caused by something? I wasn't sure.
運が悪かったとしか。
It was the only answer I had. Surely Taku hadn't actually expected me to have an emotional response, and yet he sighed in defeat.
心が死んでるんだな。
Oh. He muttered to himself, then headed for the door.
診察に戻るよ。お前もそろそろ仕事の時間だろ。準備しとけよ。
With that, he left the room. I don't... Okay. Pause for a moment. Taku... In this timeline, Taku is still, like, it all remains the same. Taku has known Towa since he was a child. He's been his doctor since he was a child, etc. Blah, 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 blah. But Taku's responses in this chapter are a little funny because he's like, oh, don't you feel anything for Ray? You know, for the person in front of you. And Towa's like, well, I mean, not really, but Taku should know by now that, like, again, Sakaki and Taku, the implication is that there are things that they know what probably happened to Towa, and they're not saying anything on purpose for the sake of Towa. But Taku's just like, oh, why don't you feel anything? And so him saying like, oh, your heart is probably still numb, but it's like Taku should know, but he's still just like, oh, why don't you feel bad? Like, why don't you feel anything? And it's like, I understand that's like a human response to be like, why don't you have emotion? Why aren't you showing any emotion? But he should know more than anyone that Towa is like highly damaged goods, you know. So I just thought it was interesting that he would say that knowing Towa's situation, you know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. Let's figure out what's wrong with Ray. In the distance, I could hear the sound of the elevator moving, but my mind was still focused on his comment to me just now. Then maybe your heart is still numb. What did he mean by that? I had no way of figuring it out, so instead I looked back at Ray as he slept on the hospital bed. It wasn't just my heart. No, I was completely dead on the inside. It's rough out here, kids. In the end, Ray slept through the entire day. After my shift, I got drunk at a random bar, then came home around midnight. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, this ain't Roost. This is some rando place. When I returned to my apartment, I switched on the TV, pulled off my coat, and sat down on the sofa. With an unlit cigarette between my lips, I navigated on my phone to Chaos Zone. If the assault party had orchestrated the attack on Ray, then maybe I could glean some information here. I lit my cigarette, then opened a chat thread, and scrolled through all the pods, posts, and images. In the midst of all the self-harm photos and posting, I caught sight of something that made me freeze. Oh, back alley party. Is this it? Photos of people getting assaulted. 2 different people by the looks of it. In the first one, the victim on the ground looked like Arata, and the person in the other photo looked like Ray. I couldn't be seeing things. These were pictures of Arata and Ray. They were each in a different location, surrounded by men in black, getting their booties kicked, their booties tooched. Most of Arata's face was obscured, but Ray's was fully visible, bloody and grimacing in pain. The photo of Ray drew me in like a magnet. For some reason, it evoked a reaction out of me. But it wasn't sadness or anger. Euphoria? Sorry. Tossing my phone to the edge of the sofa, I crushed my freshly lit cigarette in the ashtray. Then I grabbed my sketch pad and pencil from the coffee table, flipped to a blank page, and started drawing. My brain was switched off, so I wasn't recreating a mental image. My hand was just moving on autopilot, crafting. The lines slowly formed the shape of Ray, his face twisted in misery, contoured in shades of gray. 50 Shades! But no amount of sketching was enough to sate the inexplicable urge I felt. On the contrary, drawing seemed to make it worse. Ooh, I gripped the pencil so hard, the lead gouged deep lines into the paper. Residual graphite bled through the blank sheet beneath. Only then did I finally come to a stop. My fingers were trembling, and I was grasping for breath like a marathon runner. I could still feel the mysterious impulse aching in my chest, but over time, it slowly receded. I let out a breath, tossed my sketchpad back to the table. Just then, my cell phone buzzed on the edge of the sofa, so I grabbed it again. It was an art model application. Ooh! In my fantasies, the cusp of death is orgasmic. That was the entire body of the email. It had a file attached, so I opened it. It was a photo of Ray being assaulted. On first glance, it looked like the same one posted to Chaos Zone. I navigated back to the thread. Sure enough, it was the same one. Why would someone go out of their way to send this to Euphoria? Euphoria. Surely it had to be intentional. They had purposely sent me a photo of violence enacted on someone I knew. Was it a warning of some kind? A threat? Who would send it? The culprit? Oh, my bad. The poem was pretty childish, too. I tossed my phone back to the edge of the sofa, then pulled out a new cigarette and lit up. Something big was happening behind the scenes. How was this going to play out? I took a long drag and contemplated this ill omen. Slow damage. Ooh! It's getting tense up in here. Dream sequence? Shimmering scarlet light. Above me, the ceiling was a monster's maw, open wide. I lay in the center of the room, illuminated in red. I could sense someone there. A presence too rough and aggressive to be female. Someone was crouched beside me, touching my skin. Pat, pat, pat. His palm had no warmth. Oops. Nor was it cold. It barely even registered. It was just touching me. I didn't really care. And yet, for some reason, goosebumps pricked up my arms. My brain didn't care, but my body did. And I didn't know why. Ooh, that noise. Ooh. If you were asleep earlier, you'll awake now. Ooh. The next day, Taku woke me at 9 a.m. He told me Ray was conscious again, and together the two of us headed down to the medical ward. When we entered, I could see Ray lying on the bed, his eyes open. He sensed us and slowly turned his head, his face still peppered with fresh bruises and cuts. He looks really pretty in this CG, even though he's in the hospital bed. His voice was dry and hoarse, and he sounded unfocused, possibly because he just woke up.
丸一日眠ってたんだぞ。
そんなにだからなのね。すっごくお腹が空いてるのは。
Taku grinned in wry amusement.
空腹を感じるなら回復してきてる証拠だな。
Indeed.
ねえ、お願いがあるの。だった。
Oh. Ray tried to move but grimaced in pain. Taku pushed lightly against his shoulders to stop him.
安心相違なんだぞ。無理に動こうとするなよ。
じゃあ、なおさらお願い。
なんだ。
今、すっごく柳川コーヒー店のハニートーストが食べたい。
He said, "Please, I need honey
テイク
toast.
アウトしてきて。
I need it."
お願い。
Mood. At this, Taku looked at me. Yeah, it's gonna be me. I gotta handle my appointment. Yes. We'll get him the honey toast. Reluctantly, I nodded.
よろしくね。
Ray's cheeks shifted a fraction, probably trying to smile. From there, as Taku and Ray continued to chat, I thought about the email from last night. In my fantasies, the cusp of death is orgasmic. I tell Ray about the email, and again, maybe he was better off not knowing about it. I didn't want to stress him out any more than he already was. So I left the medical ward and headed to Yanagawa. To Yanagawa! Okay. Alright. I think that's a good spot to end this part's episode. Okay. So, okay. Ooh, this was a ride. We're spending a lot more time with Ray than the other person. So, I was expecting this chapter to be very much like Asakura's chapter, where we kind of split a little, like we spend more time with the other person, and then the main, like Taku, for example, Taku is like the overarching bachelor character or romantic interest character in chapter 2, and then once we get to chapter 3, that's the whole thing. But in this case, I thought it was going to be similar, where it's like, oh, we're spending most of our time with Mizuno, but it seems more like we're spending more time with Ray, with Mizuno in the side. So, because I thought, again, so to make the painting, Toa needs a model, quotation marks. But what is in Mizuno? You know, like what is Mizuno's real deal? What is the darkness that lingers in Mizuno? Which I can kind of sort of guess because he's being bullied. He's a little weak, like physically, visibly weak looking. So it's easy to, like, again, bully a person like that, or push around a person like that. But I'm curious to see how this goes because right now we're spending more time with Rei. And Rei seems to be the one suffering the consequences right now, as opposed to Mizuno, who, like, Asakura was the one who suffered all the damages for the most part in his chapter. But right now, Mizuno and Rei are kind of like, Mizuno's like lesser than Rei in this chapter. I feel like I'm already playing Rei's chapter, like his actual chapter, and not just like the prelude, you know. So, but this chapter's making me laugh, and I'm glad because, like I said, Asakura's chapter made me so stressed out. So I'm happy to be laughing at, you know, in this chapter because laughter is good for the soul. You know, but anyway, that concludes tonight's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay well. Do not forget my podcast. So you can smooch though. My podcast about all things boys love and other related items is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Season 1 is complete, and we are working on season 2 coming soon this year, later this year. And thank you again for watching me play Slow Damage. It's gonna be, this one's gonna be a story. This one's gonna be a time. So, thank you again. I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Night, night.